What's good, y'all? I'm Monet, and I always got something to say. Welcome to my podcast, episode 5. Screaming Live, episode 5. I got Myiah on here.
Hey, y'all.
What's good? Introduce yourself. Where you from?
I'm Asia's first roommate from college, and I'm from Washington, D.C.
Okay. So, what's your major?
I'm a major in business administration with a concentration in entrepreneurship.
Very demure.
Yeah, I got my own business.
Okay.
Very much.
Tell them the name of your business. What kind of business?
So, I do hair, if y'all did not know. I do wig installs, quick weaves, sew-ins. What else I do? Ponytails. I do a lot, and I go by the name of a lady by Myiah J. So, if y'all need y'all hair laid in Durham, just check me out.
Don't just check her out.
And book, yeah.
You better book.
Make sure y'all book.
You better
me,
book.
Yeah.
We got a little giveaway coming up a little later on, don't we?
Yes, and we have a giveaway coming up. We're going to collab, and we have a giveaway for a free install for spring fling. I know everybody want their hair done spring fling, so y'all got to make sure y'all got to tap into both of us in order to win that.
Oh, yeah. We'll post the details a little later on, further out. Spring fling is from April, what? What?
I think it's like April 20th.
Yeah, April 20th to the 26th.
So y'all got time. Y'all got time for sure.
All right, so today we're going to talk about the biggest issue in our dating pool. Like, Myiah, what is going on?
Lord. Yeah, I wish I was born in the 90s or something. Like, I'm tired.
Tired of the way he treats me.
I'm tired. It's like, nah, for real.
Well, what you tired of?
I'm tired of this generation.
What do they be doing? Like, what do you think the biggest issue is, like, for our generation as far as dating?
The biggest issue I feel like is a lot of men. It's running a podcast, language got to be good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of men nowadays, they lust over women rather than knowing what they want. A lot of these men like to hold on to things, as in women, but still not wanting to treat them as they deserve to be treated.
Okay.
A lot of men, what's the word I'm trying to use? They're very possessive. They don't want anyone else to have you, but they don't want to do things to keep you.
What do you mean by that?
They don't, like I said, treat women how they deserve. There's no romance. And that's what I say all the time. Anybody that I'm dealing with, I want romance. There's no romance anymore.
They not courting y'all no more.
They don't court females. A lot of these men just want you to come to their house. First link up once you come to their house. I don't even know you. What am I coming to your house for? Like, no. They like to do stuff like that. Like, they don't buy flowers. They don't tell a female, like, hey, we about to go on a date. Like, I got everything planned. They don't even like to plan the dates no more.
What?
I would say a lot of these men, and that's what the generation, I feel like, the generation goes off a lot of stuff that's trending. So people see people getting tricked on. They like, oh, I want me a man that's going to trick
and I
on
ain't
me.
the one.
Yeah, and then or they see a whole bunch of men buying designers and for their girls and stuff. They just want that experience. They don't even want the experience of, and people think it's okay. Like, oh, a lot of men will also be like, I'll pay for the date, but I ain't gonna plan it. Like, you plan it, da-da-da-da. They don't even want to have that initiative to even plan the date.
So they think they are in your money bag.
They just think everything is revolving around money, which is good. Like, it's good. Like, having motion is good. Having your own money is good. Having a stable life is good.
Your own.
Yeah, your own.
But we don't raise.
But don't depend on no man for that. Don't depend on no man.
Man, woman, cat, dog. Don't depend on nobody.
Don't depend on nobody for that. Because if you're depending on a man to finance your life, baby, you're doing it all wrong. Like,
you're clocking tea.
You're doing it all wrong, but that's what this generation is. But don't get me wrong. There's a lot of female bosses out here. Like, a lot of females that's getting on their stuff, really tuning into themselves, connecting with God, even starting their own businesses, still finishing school, making money through finishing school, finding different, like, jobs within being in school to do that. Like, there's a lot of females winning out here.
Yes.
But there's also females out here that are depending on men to carry them through life, or revolving their life around men.
Yes, and that's an issue.
And that's what a lot of females do. And I feel like a lot of females do, because I'll be doing this sometimes too, I'm not going to lie.
What you be doing?
Like, when we're bored, we crave, I don't ever crave the attention of a male, but you like to be entertained a lot through men. So you'll bring certain people back into your life that you know shouldn't be there, or you know you don't need them there.
Doubling back.
Just so you still have that sense of comfortability with that person, and you still want to be around that person.
And then the comfortability be unhealthy, right?
Very unhealthy.
So that equals stagnation.
A lot of people don't know how to be alone.
Hello.
They don't know how to heal the right way. They don't know how to move on with their lives. There's so much more to life than men. Like, you can travel, and all of us still be young, and we be so caught up in men. Like, I'm telling you, this generation, man, it's not it, bro. It's not.
Well, you gave me a lot to think about. Well, first and foremost, I do agree with you on that whole, your man don't finance you. That is right. Hey, nobody should have raised kids. Man, woman, whatever. We don't have kids.
Don't get me wrong.
But sometimes it be like a woman in a situation where she has to take care of a man too. Well, not have to, honey. You choose to.
There is that too.
There's that too. And then in like same-sex relationships, that is very common. Like,
I didn't really think about that. Like, who would be the provider in that sense in the same-sex relationship?
Well, like, I mean, what society thinks is like the masculine. The masculine type is the provider.
But not all like same-sex relationships are masculine, feminine.
Yeah.
Like, some of them are feminine.
Yeah.
Some of them are just, two guys. Like, two guys.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, masculine, feminine, whatever. Man, woman, a man or woman. You shouldn't be dependent on your partner for anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's taking advantage of somebody.
But I still feel like a man should provide. As a man, they should still be the provider in the relationship. But I also feel like that shouldn't be all that a female clings onto.
Correct.
In the relationship. They should still be able to carry stuff for their own. They should still be able to treat their man from time to time. Like, still show your man that you appreciate them. But I still feel like initially, the man should be the provider in the relationship. And I honestly feel like the best relationships are the ones where they're not even worried about financial problems. Like, that's not something you should be worried about in a relationship.
And I'll be honest,
if you got to worry about that, baby, leave.
But let me be honest, like, especially like with our generation, our age, why is you worried about his finances anyway? As long as he's working, he take care of his bills, and he's not asking you for nothing, you shouldn't have nothing to worry about.
And a lot of people want men that are having motion. And if y'all don't know what that means, like, having motion is, having your stuff together for your age. Being financially free, financially stable, all that. A lot of people
being
want
financially
that.
aware as well.
No, but listen, a lot of people want that from a man, but they don't have that themselves. So how you going to require something from someone else that you don't even have yourself?
Although you said what? A lot of people require something, but they don't have it themselves. That's called hypocrisy. That's a hypocrite. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's
what a lot of people do. Like, and I'm not trying to call out these females. I just feel like us as the female generation, we got to do better. Like,
we all got to do better. Like, females.
Even men got to do better. But I'm saying pertaining to, like, us dealing with men, we have to do better. Like, we have to do better. Because we know how these men are.
How they be, Myiah?
Like
what
I just said,
how they are?
I already said it in the beginning.
Oh, yeah. They be trying to take you, no, they don't take you on dates, but they want you to come to the crib.
Their intentions aren't pure. It's not really easy to find good, pure intentions out here. A lot of men just like to experience you rather than actually, Well,
how does that make you feel?
It don't make me feel no type of way. It makes you, like, think of... It makes you have to really sit and, like, try and read people before you really, like, get into it with them for real.
Yeah, for sure.
And whatever they're showing you, please don't ignore it. Because we like to ignore them red flags.
Hey, discernment. We sure do. Because I ain't going to lie. I used to do it, too.
I used to do it, too.
I used to see the red flag, and I ain't going to lie. I used to think crazy was cute. Crazy's not cute.
It's not cute.
Crazy is crazy.
It's crazy.
Well, the biggest issue, I think, like, that is wrong with our dating pool today is the lack of sense of self. Like, people don't understand themselves. Like,
you can't love yourself.
Right. Like,
you can't love somebody else if you don't love yourself. Man.
Correct. Like, if you lack self-respect, self-love, self-esteem, then by definition, you're not ready for a relationship.
And I feel like the way you let other people treat you shows how much self-love you have for yourself.
Yes.
Like, you have to sit back at the end of the day and be like, should I really be letting myself deal with this? Should I really be going through this? Like, this is really reflecting on how much you think of yourself, how much you are willing to tolerate, how much you are willing to let somebody, like, just treat you, how they're treating you.
Yeah.
So it all really stems from self-respect. If you know that you don't want yourself to allow yourself to deal with that, if you know you deserve better, more, whatever, you won't deal with it.
Hello. Because I ain't gonna lie, like, I ain't no hypocrite. So I'm gonna tell y'all a story of when I lacked a sense of self versus when I gained a sense of self. And so you remember that relationship I was in you remember that relationship I was in? We was talking about it earlier. You saying I was in the shower, she was calling while I was in the shower and doing all
Yeah. You know what me.
You know what I'm saying? That was me lacking a sense of self because, like, if I have to be with somebody, like, for validation, or if I'm being with someone who is possessive and I'm, like, knowingly, consistently, you know what I'm saying, doing that and being, you know, in that type of environment, then I lack self-love because I have to be with somebody else in order to feel loved. And that, you know, that was one of my biggest issues. But when I was able to look at myself in the mirror and say, girl, I love you, and I love everything about you, even your flaws, that's when I knew.
Yeah.
That's when I knew. You had a story about, like, no? Okay.
Story about what?
Like, you got any stories? Like, when you had to reflect and be like, you know, I really don't deserve this. Let me, you ain't got to go in detail, but, like, let me move forward.
Recently, yes. I'm not going to get into that. But after time, it takes a lot to pull away from somebody, especially when you're attached to them. And when I get attached to people, I get attached to people. But also, when I'm off of somebody, I'm really, like, off of that person. And that's why we saying that I feel so bad because I know what they're missing out on. Like, a lot of, like, people, like I said, a lot of men, they don't want to treat you how you want to be treated, but they don't want to let go of you either. They don't want other people to have you either. So it did take a lot for me to sit back and realize, like, girl, you don't need to put up with this. This is not what you want no more. Or what I used to do a lot of times was downplay my situation so I could find a way for me to stay, if that makes any sense. Like, I would try to downplay it or downplay my feelings and say, oh, I'm only messing with this person for this reason, or I'm only messing with this person, but in the back of my head, I know what it is, and making myself okay with that standard, knowing I wanted more from the situation. But then I had to sit back and be like, Myiah, like, this not for you, girl. Like, this is not what you want. Like, why are you downplaying how you feel? I had to find myself downplaying how I felt around this person because that's not what the other person wanted in that situation. So I already knew the outcome. So it's
you
no
were
point
downplaying your feelings to make that person feel comfortable.
I was downplaying my feelings to let it continue, to let the situation continue because I wasn't ready to let go, because I was attached to that person. And it does take a lot to let go, especially when you have history with this person, when you've been messing with this person for a while. You won't be ready to let go. But it's going to come to a point where it's like you want better for yourself. And also, you can't allow God to bring new beginnings and stuff into your life if you're still holding on to old situations in old relationships. Like,
yes, ma'am.
I'm telling you, as you grow and you mature, y'all, you will really look in the mirror and you will really see, like, what you want. I have so many goals and stuff for myself that I'm just not about to sit back and keep taking stuff, like, that I shouldn't have to be dealing with.
I want to go back to you said when God opens new doors for you, you can't bring
past trauma, past relationships.
You can't bring the baggage with you in that door.
You can't bring the baggage with you because he ain't going to open it if you're still holding on to it, because you're literally holding yourself back from even trying to experience that new thing that's going to come in your life.
Hello, you smart. This is why I love you. This is why I love you.
Yeah, besides from these podcasts, me and AJ really be chopping it up. So, like,
yeah. And we're going to start chopping it up more on the podcast. It's just,
before she even had these podcasts, we was speaking real stuff.
We were speaking real facts.
In them dorm rooms, our conversations.
And we were healing each other, though. Like, we were both going through things kind of at the same time.
We were, but we were still in those situations, and we weren't letting it go. But now I can say that today,
we're not on it.
It's as you get older, you're gonna want more things for yourself. Yeah. But not everyone has that mindset, and not everyone. It takes some people harder ways to figure it out for themselves. But
I understand.
I pray that everybody do.
Yeah, me too.
Because I think everyone deserves a prosperous life as long as you want that for yourself.
Hello.
Yeah.
Going back to the mindset thing, I've been talking about this for a long time. You know the different types of cars, right? Like, you got Hondas, you got... Okay, you ever heard about Fords?
No, but I feel like you said something about this on the live last night. What would you about to say?
Because, like, okay, growing up in the South, anybody would tell you a Ford is not really a good, reliable car. because you have to fix or repair it daily. That's what FORD stands for. F.
And you compare it to a relationship. Yeah, you just said something about this one.
Yeah, I sure did. Because I want people to really grasp that. Stop having forward mindsets. Why would you want to wake up in the morning and have to fix or repair your relationship daily?
No, that's true.
Who's doing that? So if you're going through something every day, like every morning you wake up, you got to worry about him talking to another girl. Or you got to go through his phone while he's asleep. What? Who wants to live through that? Yeah. Or like, say, like, you know, because we live on camp. Well, no, you live on camp. I don't stay on campus anymore. And that is what it is. I was sad at first, but I'm okay because I'm still down here. But, okay, so say it's a relationship on camp. And every time you walk out, you got to worry about him in somebody else's face. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
college for you.
That's you don't got to go through it, honey. You want to know why? Because you can leave. Like,
they don't have to go through it, but a lot of people are.
But, like, why do they do that?
That's just life, honestly, y'all, and that's college. Like, it's college.
What? So you going to continue to go through things that stress you out for fun?
What you mean for fun?
Like,
I don't think a lot of people do it for fun. I think a lot of people do it because they don't know anything else. Like, a lot of people take their liking, they're stagnant. A lot of people take them liking somebody as a reason to put up with a lot of stuff that you don't have to, or even being in love. Like,
well, honey, what's love got to do with it? Like, I'm for real. Like,
that's why you say they're gonna do that to themselves because they love or like that person. Like,
I mean, I've done it to myself too. Like, I've loved somebody. Call myself loving somebody so much.
You put up with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you put up
love
with
that
a whole
person.
lot. But you gotta realize, I love you, but I love you. Like, I can love you from a distance, and I have to implement boundaries.
And sometimes that's what's best for situations. Loving someone from a distance.
Yeah. Because, man, you love somebody too much, you'll lose your sense of self.
Yeah, and speaking of loving someone from a distance, I've also stopped holding grudges towards people for my past.
Great.
Because in order to, and also, I feel like a lot of people are doing this generation too, getting closer to God. And one thing that God wants you to do is to forgive people. And you can't do that if you're holding resentment or grudges towards them. It's not going to help you move on or past stuff. So,
especially when it comes to relationships, because if you're holding on grudges like to your ex or whatever, you're gonna go into your next relationship
with them same issues.
Yes, and you're gonna project that onto your new person.
And that's what I be doing. I be doing that. Not saying that what you say, cheating on?
No, I'm just saying you're gonna go into the next relationship projecting.
Oh yeah, but based on like so many of my failed situationships, I be like,
what is a situation? What is a situationship?
When people don't want to commit to you.
He's scared of commitment. He's scared.
When people don't want to commit to you. Okay. When people like to play house, but they don't
Girl,
want
you know
you
what,
for real.
I'm done playing
It's just
house.
a sense of men not knowing what they want, and
not just men though. It's people in general.
Women and men and females. But I'm saying for me.
Okay,
talking about me. I'm saying it's a sense of men not knowing what they want and still trying to make it seem like something is not. Like, if you don't want this, be straight up. Let me know. I'm a big girl. I can handle it. Like, just let me know. I will leave you alone. This ain't nothing but leave it alone. It's nothing. It's nothing.
It ain't nothing.
But they like to string stuff out as if they want more, and the whole time they don't. So to say all that is to say, what was I talking about?
Not going into new relationships.
Oh yeah, I started from all my failed situationships. I would project that onto new things that are trying to come into my life. So I'm like, nah, I'm not even going to give this person a try because I don't got time for another failed situation.
I did that too.
I'll block myself off from even possibly getting what I want, which is, a nice, decent man. But since people, you could say, have scarred you from your past, you project that onto new things because you want to shield yourself or protect yourself from getting put in another vulnerable situation like that again. So you'll just stop it. That's what I be doing. But I've learned, I'm still learning because I still be doing that.
Every day.
But I also think it's also because I just need like a break, like a mental break. Because once you keep consuming yourself with different energies and energies that are not good for you to be around, it starts to confuse you mentally. It starts to lead you astray. Like I said, all them goals I got for myself, it starts to lead you astray from that stuff. Like, it's just a lot when it comes to entertaining people and allowing new energies to come in your life. And by energies, I mean people. Not everybody has pure, like I said, pure and genuine intentions. So when you allow all them different energies to come into your area and your space, you got to know how to navigate those things. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I would say I be doing that a lot, though. I still be doing that to this day, but I'm learning to stop doing that.
You want to know what? I want you to give yourself more props in what you do, because you have not, and I can say this is a fact, you have not made it to the point where you crashed out, though. Like, yes, all the weird energies.
Nobody's ever allowed me to crash out.
Yeah, but you have never crashed out. You've never acted out of your character.
Because no one's ever brought me there, and I don't allow people to bring me there.
And that's good. Like, that's like
because
that's
it's
really
not.
good.
It's honestly not worth it.
It's really not, because like, just think about it. You're gonna crash out for all of what 30, 45 minutes. And that could cause months or years worth of trauma.
Yeah, it's not going to change that.
It ain't going to change nothing. You might as well just chill out and leave that person alone, man.
Yeah, I just don't allow people to get me there. Like.
So we was talking about stagnant relationships. And what's stagnation like mean for you? Like, what's a stagnant relationship to you?
I would say something that's not progressing. Like, it's just like what they say, them little diagrams where they do like the little graphs and stuff. And they be moving up. It's like when they be like, it's at a constant here and then it going up down there or like something like that. When you're just stagnant, when you're just constant.
Yeah.
Nothing's progressing, nothing's changing, nothing is progressing, but nothing is de-escalating either. You're just stagnant where you are. And a lot of people do that because they're comfortable where they are in the relationship. So they think how everything is going is how it's going to be for the long run. And after a certain point in time, either people want more and the other person still doesn't, like, is still at that stagnant place. Or two people could be stagnant together, but if two people are stagnant together, they really should not be.
Right. They really need to.
Yeah, they shouldn't be together.
I'm like, yeah, you're funny.
Because I wish I would be, like, two people at the same point. Like,
yeah, and, like, nobody's moving up.
Why would you even want a relationship like that?
I don't know. But because being stagnant is literally doing this. Wouldn't you get tired of doing this all day?
Yeah.
I'm tired of doing this. You're supposed to.
I like new things. I like new adventures. I like new things in my life.
But even, like, being stagnant in, like, relationships, like, you could be stagnant financially. Like.
Mentally, emotionally.
Yes.
Physically.
Commitment issues. Yes, you can be stagnant with that. Communication. Comprehension. Because I ain't gonna lie, communication and comprehension, they correlate.
Yeah.
Because, like, if they don't understand what you're communicating, and how would you expect for them to give you rebuttal or communicate back? Like, they're not going to. They're never going to do that. Oh, and the lack of accountability is also, like, a part of different types of stagnant relationships. Because if they can't, like, accept what they did, or, like, because we're all human, right? So we all make mistakes. If you cannot take, like, account to your mistakes, how can you be in a relationship with someone and if they make a mistake, you know, pinpoint their mistakes or depict their mistakes, but you can't take in your own? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
But stagnation to me is, like you said, being stuck in an unhealthy condition. Like, I don't want to be stuck.
Yeah.
Like, I would always aspire to be with somebody who, you know what I'm saying, inspires me. Like, when I look at you, I should want to own a business. When I look at you, I don't know, like, when I look at you, it should be some aspirations going on. I need to be thinking about a house. I need to be thinking about.
You should be thinking about wanting to build a life together.
Yeah, like
wanting to travel together.
Yeah.
And another thing is, a lot of people take commitment as something that's scary, and I feel like that's the generation today. It's not scary. Like, I don't know why people think a relationship holds them back from stuff.
I never heard that before. No, elaborate.
Because I feel like a lot of men, and I say men because he's usually like the alpha person in a relationship or whatever, to commit to the female or whatever. A lot of men don't like to commit because they'll be like, oh, they don't want the commitment right now, or it's just too much for them and all this other stuff. But I'm confused as to, and like I said, just to go back to when I said a lot of people like to play house. Why are you playing house with somebody but you don't want the commitment. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think relationships have to be so serious and this and that, but I feel like it's not that unless you make it that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of people even used to be like, relationships hold them back from doing a lot of things. A relationship shouldn't hold you back from, if you have a healthy, like, relationship, is not going to hold you back from doing it. If anything, your partner should help you flourish, prosper into anything that you want to be doing. Like, let's really talk about it.
Your partner should remind you how extraordinary you are.
Yeah, I don't feel like any healthy relationship is going to hold somebody back from something in their life or them missing out on this or that. Like, if you're even thinking like that, you shouldn't even be messing with anybody. If you're thinking like that, you should honestly just be focusing on yourself and living your life. Don't be giving your energy or your time to anybody
because progressive relationships allow you to progress individually.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of people forget in relationships, you are individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
a lot of people do think they as of them as one. I feel like you should get to that point when you're married.
Yes, you are a unit in a union, but you are individuals. Even in a union or a unit, like, y'all should not have the same friend group. Like, you have to have an outside life other than your relationship.
And a lot of people get lost in their partners.
Girl, I've done it.
A lot of people, and I've seen it firsthand, y'all. Like, I be feeling so bad, and I feel like I feel bad because I haven't personally gotten to that point where I've ever got lost in somebody. But I feel like you should never be in a relationship where you don't feel like you're anything without that person in your life, or without this person. You feel like you can't breathe, you can't live, like, and all that
like
stuff.
The whole I can't sleep and eat without you, honey. You need to go do some internal work.
You were still a person before you met that person.
Hello.
Before that person came into your life, you were still breathing, you were still living, you were still doing stuff on a daily. You shouldn't allow somebody to consume that much of you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it should never be, oh, I felt like I was gonna die because he didn't answer the phone last night. Like, I was about to crash out. Like, no, you shouldn't be doing any of that. Like,
bro, what? Nobody
should ever consume you that bad to where you're to that point where you're like, oh, I just can't do this without this person in my life. Because you were doing it before you met that person.
And that goes back to what we said earlier, a lack of a sense of self. Like, they don't have self-love.
Yeah, people lose themselves in that person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, relationship.
And that goes into you tolerating a lot of stuff that you shouldn't have to tolerate in relationships. But there are healthy relationships out there, not to cast so much on
unhealthy
bad stuff. Yeah, like, there are healthy relationships out here where men do treat their women right and women do treat their men right, but it's just not a lot of that nowadays, and it's not easy to get that anymore.
So why like, let's go back to the whole courting thing. Where do you think the romance is lost at? Like, why do you think they don't do that? Do you think it's social media? Do you think it's the music they listen to?
I think it's social media.
Okay, so you think they don't take y'all on dates because of social media?
It's not technically because of social media. I feel like I said, to the trending thing, a lot of people nowadays are doing stuff based off what everyone else is doing, what they're surrounded around. And social media plays a big part into this world today. And a lot of people need to realize social media is not real. Like,
oh, you talking about like they're trying to be like Future?
What are you talking about?
Like, you know how guys be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when they be having motion and they be doing this, that, and the third for this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it kind of plays like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people do stuff because it's like trending. So whatever they see, they feel like they got to hop onto that same projection or them, and everyone's not the same. Like, that's why I say a lot of people are starting to have motion now because they see, rapper artists singing about this and doing that and doing this. And a lot of men are starting to do this. But that's really why I feel like the generation is getting lost, is really within social media because, like I said, social media is not real, but a lot of people like to live their life based
off what they see
and paint this picture of how their life is for social media, if that makes any sense.
It makes perfect sense.
Because back then, I wasn't even born like that late, but they didn't have like social media. They didn't have all this trending stuff. They did have music, but it wasn't like this rapper, stuff like that now that they speak about. Back then, if you wanted to go on a date with somebody, you probably had to go to their house to go tell them, like, hey, I want to take you out or something. They didn't have phones for real to just call up and text somebody and be like, come pull up to my house. Like, then they didn't do nothing. That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people just want you to come to their house. Like, what am I doing at your house that I can't do in mine?
I ain't gonna lie, but girls be doing it too. They be want to do a, you feel me, a little chop it up session. No, she trying to get you.
No, but back then they didn't have any of that. They had to actually make an effort to see somebody or have a relationship with that person. They didn't have the media. They didn't have this. stuff.
I mean, I definitely know that it is lost, but like me personally, if I'm interested in somebody, the first thing I do is, can I take you out on a date? That's the first thing I ask.
Everybody ain't like you.
Well, they need to. Hey, y'all want some tips? Y'all need to take some tips from
Somebody
me.
tried to see me, y'all.
Ooh!
Blur that out.
No, it's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
This man, I don't even know what I'm gonna call him a man. This boy, y'all, this boy wanted me to come to his house on the first link up. What do I look like?
He take you as one of them, but you're not one of them.
But the thing is, he got his answer so many times, and he still came back around to still try to get me to see him on the first link up at his house. If I told you no once, what makes you think it's going to change the second time, the third, fourth, fifth time? It's not going to change.
See, and
that's because they only want one thing. Why would you even want me as a female, first time linking up, me to come to your house 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night?
Hello.
Off the first link up. I ain't even met you before, for real, like one-on-one in real life.
Because he has no intention on it progressing. He has just intention on it being intercourse, and that's it.
He has just intention on experiencing me and nothing more, okay? In that aspect. So.
Oh, my God, Myiah, you're funny.
It won't be me, honey.
Is that going to be you?
No.
So, like, is it safe to say, like, in our generation, the foundations of relationships are based off, like, intercourse? Like, would you say that?
I feel like majority, like, I'm speaking, and just like all the viewers know, I'm speaking on, like, majority, because I'm not saying all situations are like these situations. I'm just speaking on what's really happening in this generation, like, majority of it. Because, like I said, there are healthy relationships out there. There are men out there that aren't like these other men.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what's really consuming our generation now, is the toxicity, the lust over love.
Yeah, the whole wanting to be like Blueface and Krishan.
The just wanting intercourse from girls. No. Men just see a pretty face and just want to say, they just want to experience you. And when I say experience you, I mean in that sexual intercourse type of way. That's what men want. Like, they don't be wanting nothing more.
So, because I was thinking, I was like, when the foundation isn't right, it will crumble. And that's with anything, with the business, with education, with anything. If the roots ain't right, it will crumble. So if you're just going based off solely, wait a minute. What? I'm trying to use transparency. If you're going based off solely physical attraction or physical affection, then there needs to be some rethinking going on. Because, I mean, physical is only one aspect of a relationship. Yeah. You have to take into account
that can be mental. The aspect that draws you to that person, but that shouldn't be what you lead on.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense. Because somebody can look good, and when they open their mouth, it'll just turn me off. Like,
yeah, like you just saying some crazy things.
Like, I don't want to even talk to you no more. Like, yeah, like, but I feel like that's what a lot of people do lead on, is looks and stuff, which I feel like that's what we naturally gravitate to do, because, like, anybody that you're attracted to, you're going to want to, like, want that person, or at least want to get to know them.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
I definitely don't feel like it's what people should lead on, and that's what people do, like, lead on.
But, like, that's just being attracted to someone. That's not a foundation of a relationship.
Exactly.
Like, when you...
And that's because a lot of them don't want relationships.
A lot of people don't even know what the heck the foundation of a relationship is. And that's
because a lot of people don't know what they want.
What do you mean a lot of people don't know what they want?
I'm saying, like, basically I'm talking about this all the time. A lot of people don't know what they want.
Oh, they just want to have fun. They don't want to...
Yeah, they want to have fun, but they don't want to straight up tell you, like, that's just what I want.
Oh.
So,
see, I ain't gonna lie, like, well, right now, I ain't really too much, fond of dating. Like, what I'm saying? If things happen, things happen. Stranger things have happened. Mm-hmm. But, lately, I've been running into them, too. Like, asking me if I'm a trick. Like, what are you talking
Do you see?
About? Like, but she had a child. Is your baby daddy a trick? So why would I be a trick? You better go ask your baby father. Because what are you talking about?
And half of these females want to trick, and they couldn't even trick on that man themselves.
Heavy on it. And let me tell you something. I am not that type. I used to be. But I'm not that type.
I feel like you are for the people that you, like, love and that you like. You know, not just for some random female that's gonna be like, "Are you a trick?"
No,
or not
no,
really
no.
knowing somebody. Like, you're not about to just trick on somebody.
Why would you trick on stress?
Mm-hmm.
Trick on yourself before you trick on stress. It doesn't make any sense. What do you think about relationships that just like you just get bare minimum? Like, what do you think about the notion of bare minimum?
I feel like you should leave.
Speak up.
Or if you're already in a relationship and you feel like you said they're getting bare minimum or they're not getting bare minimum.
They're like all they get is bare minimum.
I feel like honestly you shouldn't have to speak to your partner about this, but if you're already like in that relationship, I feel like you should at least deserve it to your partner to communicate that you want more before leaving. But if they're not willing to do that, then leave.
Correct. Because like bare minimum, if they're already giving you bare minimum and that's been like a consistent pattern, please.
It's like you said, being stagnant.
Yeah, like please
Nothing's
never
progressing.
expect progression. Like,
because that person is also comfortable.
Yes,
and they're comfortable with what's going on.
And they're comfortable with giving you bare minimum.
Mm-hmm.
But to a certain extent, like bare minimum also means that they don't respect you as much as you would think. Like, why would somebody give you bare minimum if they respected you? And like if they respected you as a partner, why would they give you bare minimum? You feel what I'm saying?
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but I can see where you're coming from, because some men can like think what they're doing is okay. Like they feel like the bare minimum. What's the bare minimum to you though?
The bare minimum to me would be like, I mean, let's just start off simply. Bare minimum communication. If you're asking someone a question and they can't even articulate their feelings to you or communicate their feelings to you and they just brush it under the rug, that is bare minimum because they're suppressing your feelings and suppressing the situation. Mm-hmm. So that's bare minimum. Bare minimum. Or bare minimum as far as, I mean, it could be financially. I'm not saying everybody's in the same financial situation, but if y'all both are working a 9 to 5 and everything is falling on one person, then they're giving you bare minimum. Literally. No?
I don't know. I look at bare minimum differently.
Okay, how do you look at bare minimum?
I even said this. Bare minimum is like little romantic stuff that I say men don't do nowadays.
Like opening the door?
Opening the door. Getting a female flowers. Planning dates. Taking them out on dates consistently. Not once you get the girl, you just stop the dates and stop the romance and stop, that spark in the relationship or situationship, even if it's not a relationship point yet. What else would I say is like bare minimum? Yeah, I would say stuff like that. Even communication, that's bare minimum things. Like, yeah. I feel like that's bare minimum.
What do you think about bare minimum affection? Like, they don't want to, like, I'm not saying affection as far as strictly just having intercourse with someone, but if that's the only way you get physical affection, like, he don't hug you, he don't kiss you, she don't, you know what I'm saying? She don't, you know what I'm saying? That's bare minimum too, because you only want to touch on me or give me physical affection.
When you want pleasure.
Yeah. So that could be bare minimum as well. And I feel like that is a big issue in our dating pool. Yeah. But, like, honestly, that has been...
Or when that's all the relationship is.
Yeah. Oh, girl.
When it's just about the sexual
intercourse.
Yeah.
That's when... Like, lust versus love. Like, lust is also a huge thing in our generation where we go based off, whatever makes us feel good at the time, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever
you might wake up and regret it and be like, why did I do that?
I ain't gonna lie. I gotta clap my own team. I did that. I did it. And I was so mad after. I wasn't mad, but, like, I was drained.
Yeah.
Because I had no business doing that.
Out of all the things I did in my life, I don't feel like I regret anything, but I've just taken them as lessons.
I mean, it definitely was a lesson, but this is the reason why I say, like, I low-key regret it, because I knew better 5 seconds before I did it, 5 minutes before I did it, and I had to go through healing 5 months before I did it. So, like, when I did that, and I just was drained. I was drained for a week. Like, if you're with someone physically, you should not feel drained after, because that means like to me that means like y'all not meant for each other. Like just the energy is just not meant. And girl, I was drained. I was not eating.
I'm dead.
It's not funny, bro. It's really actually sick. So, what does love mean to you? No. Before that, have you ever been in a lustful situation?
In a lustful?
That you had to learn from and like really reflect and take accountability from?
Lustful, like what you saying? Like they just wanted.
Lustful, as in like, because like I said, for me, it was lust on both sides. So has there ever been a situation where it was lust on both sides, and then you really had to sit and reflect, like, dang, I shouldn't have, or like it could have been something different, or we should have took it slower.
I would say that's when I was more so younger though, and I just did stuff.
Okay.
Out of the experience, or like, yeah, I've had situations like that.
Okay. So what you learn from it?
To not do it. Like what? I learned it's not worth it in the end. Like it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Especially if you know that's not the type of person that you are. If you don't like stuff like that, don't put yourself to experience stuff like that.
Temporary satisfaction doesn't lead to anything that's long
term.
term.
It don't lead to nothing. Yeah.
I got you.
Especially if you know how it's going to come to an end, or it's going to end. Like it's just temporary.
So like, what are your standards in a relationship?
My standards is like actual commitment.
Okay. What does that mean? Like being fully committed
fully committed
to Myiah. What does it mean to be fully committed to Myiah?
See, the thing is also, I feel like in the generation, a lot of people think that men are going to be fully committed to them in the beginning stages of them talking. And that's even for females. Not all females are fully committed to men in the early stages of y'all starting to talk. Because it's like dating. It's like dating. Just because you're dating somebody don't mean that that's your person or that's the person that's fully committed to you. That doesn't mean anything. You're still allowed to date. Just because you might like the person doesn't mean you can get mad at that person for talking to multiple women, or the man get mad at the female for talking to multiple women. That's the thing with dating, and that's the thing that a lot of people do now. They like to try to attach commitment to dating, and that's not what dating is.
I like that. Okay,
yeah, so like you can't attach commitment to dating if y'all are dating. That's what dating is. Now, if y'all to that point where y'all are like just for each other, like y'all have committed to one another, not saying in a relationship way because you haven't gotten to that point yet, but if y'all are at that point where you're like, okay, like I just got eyes for you, I just want to focus on you, that's when you get mad if, on the side they still doing something else after you have already committed to one another.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel like commitment is, and having that sense of commitment with that person, and just that person showing up like on a daily for me. Like that's what I want.
What does showing up mean? Elaborate.
Showing up is being there even if I might have my off days, or me being there for them if they might have their off days. Communication, actually having a deep sense of how that person is, having deep, meaningful conversations, not just surface level conversations. Like,
I like that.
Like I said, having romance. Like my next person in my life, I need romance. Like I'm very much over the bare minimum stuff, or just nothing in general. Like just people not doing enough for me.
Because you want flowers too.
But I want stuff that I shouldn't even have to ask for. Like, I just feel like that should be how that person is as a person and what they want to do for that person. So that's what will really attract me, knowing that you're doing it just because you want to do it, not because you feel like I want you to do it or because you feel like I'm making you do it.
It's genuine.
Yeah, it's actually genuine. In that having a genuine like person, somebody with a genuine soul, because a lot of these people are not genuine.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that is a fact. A lot of these people are not genuine. Oh my goodness. Oh, my God. Kamora has the word for it every time.
What?
It's this thing. Oh, God. I really wish I could call it. Dang. It's called, it's when a person, like, okay, so say you go to a person and y'all are talking about what each other wants in a relationship. And they perform exactly what you say that you want for the first 6 months. Then they show who they really are.
Wait, what?
I got to call Kamora. Because what is that thing called? Oh. Hey, what's that thing called again? We be talking about Billy Goat. Imposter syndrome, yes. Imposter syndrome. And what's the definition of imposter syndrome? I gotta look it up. But imposter syndrome. Okay, bye, love you.
Can't get
To try to achieve efforts that somebody else wants from you, and it's not genuinely
what you
your
want
actions.
to do.
Like, it's not who you are. Like for example, say you go and you start dating this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this whole time, he ain't said nothing about being no Christian. Now, all of a sudden that y'all got together, he see you getting closer to God. Now he getting closer to God.
But it's not because he wants to. He just doing it.
He wants to be familiar with you.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That's imposter syndrome, and I feel like that's very
I
big.
get that.
Yeah, that's very, very big. So like you're saying, you want to be courted and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, that's really not who certain people are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can run into situations and they be like, oh yeah, they be so sweet, for the first.
And a lot
until
of people
they get some, they
are
be sweet
in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Opening
but
the
after
door,
they got you,
flower.
they don't do that stuff to keep you. After they got you, they'll come clutching in the beginning with all the gestures and all the stuff to like attract, like, get your attention and pull you in. But once they got you, they stop doing it.
And to me,
and that's what I call the honeymoon phase. Yeah.
So maybe, so you think I'm diving too much into it? Maybe it's not imposter syndrome. You think it's just like natural?
No, what you're saying is different than what I'm talking about.
Okay, bet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying like on a different topic. Not focused on that.
I mean, we all go through our honeymoon phases. But like me, I'm just like that all the time. Like, I'm spontaneous. Anybody would tell you,
but I'm
that.
saying like that's the honeymoon phase is not a good thing. Like, it shouldn't be no honeymoon phase. That phase should last for the whole.
It should be consistent.
It should be consistent.
Right.
It shouldn't just be in the beginning and then once you know that you got me, you just stop doing it.
Correct.
I
understand that. So have you ever been in a situation to where like you've been with somebody who tries to humble you? Why you mad? What? I don't even know this story.
What you mean, like?
Okay, so to humble somebody, like, as a verb, means to lower someone's pride and make them feel less than who they are.
Oh, I wouldn't really say that.
Mm-hmm.
I would just say that I was too much for that person. Like, I would say, in a sense, one of the seductive female. And
what are you talking about?
Like, someone that listens to them, listens to what they say to do, basically doesn't have a mind of their own.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like, and me, I'm going to speak my mind all the time.
So that's not seductive, that's submissive.
Yes, submissive. Yeah. I said the wrong word.
It's okay.
Submissive, yeah.
Seductive, what is...
You talking about some seductive? No, submissive, yes. They wanted a submissive female, and I'm far from that. Mm-hmm. Like, you will never catch me being submissive to no man, knowing that I have a mind of my own.
Hello.
Like, ain't nobody about to tell me what to do, what not to do, what to say, what not to say, how to act, how not to act.
Hello.
Like,
ain't nobody giving you no curfew.
Yeah, and that's what he wanted. So, like, I'm just not that. And I even asked him, I said, am I too much for you?
Oh,
he said no, but no, he couldn't handle me. Couldn't handle me. Could not handle me.
Well, going back to, like, being with someone who tries to humble you, I went through that, and, like, this is when I had selective discernment. Like, I selected when, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to use my discernment when it came to this person.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, she would literally say things that make me feel so small. And, like, it would piss me off. Like, it would, when I get mad, it's like my stomach gets into a knot. Mm-hmm. But, like, I couldn't, like, cuss her out. Like, I don't know. I was never the type. I ain't gonna say I was never the type, because I definitely, you feel me? But she would say things like, I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you think you such and such. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think you this, and you really not. You feel me? Like, it was one time, like, even with family, like, family has tried to humble me, too. And it triggered that, it triggered me, that trauma. And, like, because, like, I don't, like, whatever people think I think of myself, I was probably the complete opposite. Like, I'm very, like, I wore my glasses one time in the house, and, like, they were like, oh, you're not a superstar. Don't come in here trying to be a superstar.
What?
Like, what are you talking about? And this was, like a year and a half ago. But, like, I don't think I'm a superstar. Like, I'm probably just in another world. Like, I'm probably just in another world. But, like, things like that, like, it definitely, like, makes me feel, like, a certain type of way.
Less than.
Yeah, like, don't ever make me feel less than, because you don't know how much and how long it took for me to just be able to look in the mirror and actually love myself. So don't do that with me. But like now, I
I
don't
feel like
take
once
it to
you
the heart.
love yourself, nobody can't tell you that.
Oh no,
Once that confidence is up there,
what they talking about? They
ain't
talking
nobody
about
tell you
man.
nothing.
Oh yeah, they messed up whenever I got some self-esteem. When I built my self-esteem up, the world messed up. Cause I don't give two freaking flappers about what you think or what you say or whatever. Like, nah, that's dead. So don't never be in a relationship where somebody's trying to humble you and constantly like making you feel smaller than who you are. Like someone, like I keep saying this. Your person is always supposed to remind you how extraordinary you are, and they're always supposed to remind you the good that you put into the world. Instead of reminding you, like, all the bad, like, all the insecurities you already think about yourself, why do you need somebody to remind you how you already feel? You don't need to be around nobody like that. You need to be around somebody who speaks life into you. You know what I'm saying? Pours into you, is fruitful to you. Not someone who is very comfortable with your downfall because they don't love themselves.
Yep.
If your self-love makes your partner feel uncomfortable, get the hell out the door. Get the fuck out.
No, literally.
Like, that pissed me off so bad. And I had to give myself grace when I allowed myself to go through that.
That's so true.
And that, like, yeah, that really pissed me off. It really pissed me off, but it had to make me go re-look at myself in the mirror. Like, why are you accepting bare minimum? Like, that's bare minimum bullshit. Why?
What?
Why are you accepting bare minimum from somebody?
I cannot.
When you love yourself so much more, like 100 times more than what they make you feel like. And so it's just like, man, get the hell. Okay,
I cannot with you.
Well, let's close out. Let's close out on a good note.
Yeah, let's close out on a good note. Yeah.
Okay, so the good note is we taught y'all that he's scared of commitment. He's scared.
And if he's scared, leave. Okay.
Yes, she's scared. He's scared. They all scared. I'm not saying everybody in the world is scared of commitment, but I'm gonna go to this camera.
If you find you a good one, leave. Okay. I mean, if you if you find you a good one, please stay.
Yes,
if you don't take it for granted
and build with each other.
Because we're struggling out here. I'm struggling.
Yeah, and I'm to the point where like I'm not saying I'm done dating, but like I'm not with the bull because you got 72 hours. 72 hours. But listen, I'm Monet. I always got something to say. Look, I told y'all I'm going to give you an opinion based off the facts. And what we talked about today are factuals. Okay? Listen, one love, one motion. Everybody stay grounded in their boundaries. And please, please, please stay grounded in yourself. Learn the notion of self. This is Myiah. Y'all tap in with her. What's your hair?
My business is Laid by Myiah J.
Okay, but with her.
And
What's your Instagram and your TikTok and?
Oh, my Instagram is my name, which is Myiah 4 H's. And my TikTok is the same thing as my Instagram name, just with 11 after it.
Why you had to do that?
Cause somebody hacked my account. We ain't gonna get too much into that, but they was hating on me, y'all. But yeah. All right. Those are my socials. Book with me. Yeah. Book. Come get your hair laid, okay?
Hello. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. Monet out.
And if y'all want me back on here, let me know.
Oh yeah, she gonna be back.
Cause we can talk about something else. You know,
What you want to talk about?
I can remember for days. I don't even know. Let them comment what they want to hear. Like
comment what y'all want us to talk about because let me tell you something.
Because we gotta give the people what they want. You know.
Yeah, and when I go live, I don't be going live for y'all to just watch me. Like if I wanted to do that, like no. Talk to me, chop it up with me. Don't be scared of Monet. Okay, Monet always got something to say, and it don't matter what the topic is. All right.
Exactly.